I'm Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to Idea Diary. How's it going, y'all? I'm back. It is Monday. I had a weird day today. I haven't even had coffee today. Like, that's how wild the day took me away from all my plans. So, but I still made time to, get up, record a show, and upload it. So, kind of feels good. Kind of feels good to be back sitting and having a chat. So, I noticed I got a new mic stand because the mic stand I was using, I had to switch it out. And I noticed that I was blowing when you are talking and you're breathing out of your nose. I could hear that a lot in the last episode, and I don't know why. So I'm going to try to, I don't know. I guess maybe I had my face a certain way when I'm talking into the mic. So I'm going to try to not breathe into the microphone so much. And I noticed this clicking sound I do with my tongue, I think. And then I started noticing other people doing it, and I'd never even thought about it once in my life before. And now I feel like, okay, I need to stop doing that sound with my tongue in between words. And now I'm noticing other people doing it. So I think I might have ruined my life or something. So hopefully I can get that under control. But that's all learning stuff. Would have not have known that if I had not started recording every day and trying to communicate better. What's new in my life? So I was researching Shopify, and I was researching Gumroad and how they started, and I was researching Shopify and how they started. And next I'll be researching Big Cartel and see how they started. But Shopify, so the guy who made it, his name is Toby Lutke. And I think there might have been someone else, but he was kind of the main brains behind the project. So when he had the first idea, it was in 2004. And he was trying to sell snowboards with his friends, a group of friends. They were into snowboarding in Canada, and they wanted to kind of have a snowboarding business of some kind, but they wanted to sell boards online. And he thought that would be really simple to set up an online store, and it ended up being a huge pain in the neck. So that was kind of the idea of Shopify, where you could have $1 million back-end website so you could sell your products, and it only anyone can do it now. It could only cost $30 a month. And obviously they have their plan worked. I've used Shopify, and it is a dream, and it is it's just interesting. So anyway, 2004 he had the aha moment where he thought, I could do this myself. We can build this, make it a reality. What I don't know yet is how long he worked for free in between the times when by 2006 is when it opened. So there was like the 2-year process of having the idea to opening. So I don't know if they built it for free for 2 years, and then it went live, and then started taking paychecks. I don't know, but it was by 2012 they had 500 to 600 employees. So, and a lot of business owners, when they open a business, they don't pay themselves for a very long time because they'd rather their business exist than pay themselves, which is, I understand for a certain amount of time, but I'm trying to figure out when's the limit. When do you say, I pay myself first, and then pay the employees, or it all, whatever the process is. I've heard people say you got to pay yourself first. And I'm always like, what does that mean? When, for example, if you take a client job and they give you $1,000, that whole $1,000 goes to you. There's no one else to pay, So obviously you're paying yourself first, and you could still not be successful. Or like me, for a long time, I would just make exactly the amount of money that I needed. So, it's so, this whole, I'm really trying to figure out what is the best advice for working on something for free, and for how long, and when do you put it in the hobby category? When do you put it on this is my weekend warrior job category? When do you put it on, I'm buying myself a job because I want to do this job, but I'm only going to pay myself and maybe some employees? Or when do you take it to this has investors and everyone's getting dividends and all the employees are getting paid, and then there's the taking it public level. I'm trying to figure out, how long do you work for free for the dream? So I'm guessing Toby got a paycheck somewhere between 2006 and 2012. I'm not sure what that is, but and it was on 2012, I'm guessing 2011, 2012, when they had Series A financing, which that sounds like it's the first time you go and you look for investors, but I'm not totally sure on that lingo. So I've got to look that up. But it was when they did their Series A financing, whoever the investors were, they said, okay, we'll give you this millions of dollars, however much it was. But with that money, you are obligated to hire a CFO. So that CFO had said the guys are really good about not overspending. They weren't frivolous with their money, so that made his job a lot easier. And once that CFO started whipping it into shape, I guess he took their spending down, and their growth was very, very good until, it just grew and grew and grew and grew, and they're at 100% growth right now. And another thing, so obviously they have users, and that's how they make some money. And they have upgraded things inside of Shopify that the more and more you need, they have these products inside Shopify they sell that they make money. And then they get money from the sale of each product, that, the 3% from running the credit cards, or whatever that is. And to promote, I've seen Shopify commercials, but they have, they have all these app builders that build apps that work inside Shopify. So those people are building a product and then promoting their product. And then they have designers that are building themes to put inside Shopify to purchase. And also just freelance designers probably out there in the world suggesting Shopify, because they've learned how to make the coolest looking store in whatever amount of time, and they can charge money to make someone's Shopify look as great as possible. Even though Shopify, pretty much anyone can go in and make a store themselves, there are ways that you can make it even more awesome, if you know what you're doing. So that was just something I was researching, and yeah. So the Gumroad guy, he didn't get a profit. I think out the gate got investors. So he built Gumroad in a weekend. Out the gate, so he was kind of a golden, app builder, a Silicon Valley guy. So I think out the gate he raised $8 million. I don't know if that means it took a year or it was pretty instant, but he made Gumroad in a weekend. He had $8 million, and they had the offices, they had the employees, they had it all. And I'm assuming out the gate he did pay himself a salary from that investor bunch of money. But by 7 to 8 years, they basically lost all that money and they fired everybody, and he was the only employee. But he didn't give up. He kept working. So I don't know if it was in a way that he got paid out the gate, but then he had to stop and work for free for a little while, or it was maybe more so that he had figured out there's this many users, this is how to run it, I can do this. If I fire everybody, I can do this level by myself, and there is still money coming in. There's still users using the platform. But, I think it's all stuff that I'm researching. I'll come back with some info as I find more. One thing I am doing, so these are just like my little notes, but I'm making a one sheet for people that are building a company together, maybe starting an idea or something that has investors. And I'm trying, I want to have like all what are the jobs that need to get done? How much would you, if there was a budget to pay each person to get that job done? What are the revenue streams? What are, more importantly, how long are the people that are invested or building the product, how long are they willing to work for free? I think that's a valid question to know out the gate. When you're kind of building a team and you have investors and something's happening, and anyways, I'm building a one sheet, same page, overall business outlook. So at any time, everyone can look at this page and say, like, okay, this is what everyone's thinking, this is what everyone's working on, and there's no surprises, and there's no expectations that aren't being met, that actually never were promised. I don't know. I feel like this is a helpful tool, and I'm building it. So once I make the one sheet, which will be this week, if anybody wants it, I'll be happy to send it along to you. So just let me know. I don't really know so I'm considering Spotify a social media platform, and here I am, I'm using it. But there's no real message thing besides comments. Same with YouTube. If I'm using YouTube as a social media platform, like, hey, this is me on another level beyond, here's my vacation photos, here are that's what I ate for breakfast, here's my family stuff. I'm trying to dig deeper into me, and, I'm sure there's only like a certain number of people are interested, but those people that are interested, they can come along for the ride and like join in and listen or join the conversation, whatever. But I don't want to really put my email, obviously my personal email, that out to the entire world, because I will just, not because I'm afraid of who's going to write me, that's a real person, but it's all the scammy robo emails that are constant and a total waste of time. So I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to, contact or be able to be contacted. And I guess like a form on a website would be good. I'm trying to figure it out. Where is that? what doesn't feel weird, because I also feel like it's kind of weird just writing some podcast as a listener. Oh, these are my thoughts about your show, or I saw this weird thing, like here it is. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, what's weird? Because I feel like people don't want to give away their own emails, which was why like the messaging inside of social media apps was kind of good, because it wasn't so, you weren't really giving away any information. The message button's on everybody's profile. So anyways, I'm thinking about it, trying to figure out the best way to contact each other and have a conversation that doesn't have to be in the comment section. So, if you're cool with the comment section, that's great. But, sometimes there's other things you might want to say to somebody. But anyway, I guess that's the show. We've hit 15 minutes, and I really appreciate it if you've come back. And yeah, I'm just out here researching, doing my thing, and coming to you and reporting my daily news. Anyway, I still don't know how to end the show, so I'm just going to play the music.